is Master Knight 137 here, and today this is my Elemental Heroes versus a Glad Beast mixed deck. So as we begin, I go first, and at this point I've got a lot of options due to Miracle Fusion and Solemn Judgment. So what I do, I just can set my Clayman just to stall him, because not many level 4 monsters can be able to go over that Clayman. So here he goes and summons his Glad Beast Darius, and I'm thinking, oh no, can't go over it, but he might have used the effect of it to bring it back to his deck and special summon another Glad Beast such as Laquari. So here he flips and he takes damage, but he doesn't go and use his effect, which I thought was a bit strange because he could have bought Laquari and it could have got 2100 boost. So at this point I'm in a really good position to go for the Miracle Fusion, which I was a bit I didn't know which monster I should go for. I think in Space Hummingbird, go for Tornado and cut his attack. However, I went against that and I brought out I did bring out my Space Hummingbird, and I set the Solemn Judgment just to make sure that I could activate the Miracle Fusion. First I used this effect, didn't mean to set him there, and then I used this effect, but I realised that it was in the opponent's hand, and at that point he had 1500 in his hand, not 2000, because I thought it was in my hand. So now he goes and he attacks my Space Hummingbird, where I take 900 damage. And then I think this is where he uses his effect to bring out his Laquari, which I then Solemn Judgment, as it's a 2100 beat stick and I don't really want that against my team. And also normal summons an alien monster, which is this deck sort of a Glad Beast alien mix. So pay off my life points. And now I believe that I go for the Miracle Fusion with the Bubbleman and the Clayman. However, he goes to the Dark Bribe. I get to draw one card, which was a bit of a if I would have got out, like I could have got out a Dark Gaia or Absolute Zero. But however, I do luckily pull the Master Change to do that and get out a Master Acid, which destroys his backline, and then I go for the attack. Acid, very good monster with Master Change. Destroys his Trap Guard, which was another Dark Bribe. Strange that he didn't Dark Bribe the Master Change, because that would do some damage. And next, 1300 damage due to his alien monster losing 300 attack due to Acid's effect. However, he goes for the Lightning Vortex, which gave me a lot of problems throughout the game, as he had used another Lightning Vortex later on, which sort of messed up my play a bit. So he goes for this new archetype they brought out, Dark Firestars, but I go for the Negate attack, so that it doesn't allow him to flick battle damage to me, and therefore add one Fire Dance spell card from his deck to his hand. So here I normal summon Wild Heart and activate Super Poly, and use his Fire Monster to bring out the Fire Fusion, Nova Master, due to his effect. I was thinking of Gaia as well, however Nova Master Better's effect allowed me to draw one card due to the draw power, that's why I brought him out. However, I don't really get to use his effect, as he goes for another Lightning Vortex. But luckily, next round I pull the Refusion, therefore get 800 life points and special summon one fusion monster from my graveyard, which was really lucky for me. So I go ahead and resummon Nova Master. I was thinking of Acid, however I can't really use his effect because he's got no backline, therefore I brought out Nova Master instead. And use effect. I accidentally sent it to the grave, not realising that it was an equip card, and so I bring it back. And now here he pulls Tuner, which can allow him to special summon one alien monster, and he goes for the tuning for the ally of Justice Catasta, which poses a lot of problems because if it attacks a dark monster, it doesn't do its effect. However, if it attacks any other monster instead of a dark, I get destroyed straight away without damage calculation, which is what's happened here. And as I only have a fusion monster dark or a Necro Shade, this put me in a lot of problems. However, I pull an Ocean, which is a good monster, so I wouldn't take any damage due to put him in defense mode. So he goes for that, takes it out, and next I go and pull my Woodsman. So I decided not to set him this turn because I was hoping that I'd pull Miracle Fusion, Polymerization, something like that. And he goes for 2 of the Glad Beasts, 3900 I take, which is okay at the moment, because next I pull Miracle Fusion, which is really nice. So I normal summon my Woodsman and then activate Miracle Fusion. So you banish, and then I banish 2 more. But it goes for the Max C to allow draw power and special summon the fusion. So I banish 2 more E heroes and go for the Vision hero Trinity, as it's also a dark monster, which is really handy for me. And he can also attack 3 times in one turn, which is why I brought him out. However, his only downside is he cannot attack him directly, otherwise I could have done that for game. So I banish a Bobman and a Wild Heart to bring out Vision hero Trinity. And this takes out his Catasta and his Darius. And he draws due to Maxi. And that Maxi actually saved him, because the draw he got there was a very lucky draw. And as you'll see in a minute, it actually goes on to him winning. So at this point he believes that I've won. However, he doesn't read his effect, believing that he can attack 3 times, therefore he can attack directly. However, Visionary Trinity cannot attack directly, which is his downside. So now he draws, and this is where he goes for game. At this point, I believe that I'll use Visionary Trinity. I want some Neos Alias because that backline is obviously going to be something dangerous. Therefore, it's obviously a Mirror Force which destroys him. If I had someone Neos Alias at that point, Neos Alias would have died as well and would have had no monsters. So I bring him out in main phase 2. And now here, this is where he goes for game. He brings Lele, which is 2400 beat stick, and I am finished. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any other requests, just give me a PM. Thank you.